Forgotten presidents who changed America for better and worse. What if some of America's most forgotten presidents quietly shaped the country in ways that still affect your life today? Not all of them were heroes, and some made decisions that still spark debate. Today, we're uncovering 5 overlooked presidents, their biggest wins, and their most troubling choices. History tends to spotlight the legends, Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt, but in the shadows are leaders whose actions changed America just as much, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Let's start with a president who surprised everyone. President Chester A. Arthur wasn't expected to be a reformer. In fact, he was deeply tied to political favoritism. But once in office, he shocked critics. What was great about President Arthur? He pushed through civil service reform that forced government jobs to be based on merit instead of political connections. That system still exists today. He also helped modernize the U.S. Navy. Arthur's dark side included signing a law that banned an entire ethnic group from immigrating, the Chinese Exclusion Act, in 1882. This act was the first major U.S. law to restrict immigration based on nationality, specifically targeting Chinese laborers. It became one of the most openly discriminatory policies in U.S. history. A president of contradictions, a reformer on one hand, exclusionist on the other. Millard Fillmore became president after the death of Zachary Taylor and completed the remainder of Taylor's term from July 9, 1850 to March 4, 1853. President Fillmore helped expand America's economy and even opened trade with Japan. But his presidency came with a high moral cost. On the good side, he supported infrastructure growth of railroads and canals that helped connect a growing nation. But on the dark side, President Fillmore signed a law that forced citizens to help capture escaped enslaved people. Imagine being legally required to participate in something you morally oppose. That decision pushed the country closer to civil war. Benjamin Harrison was the 23rd President of the United States. He served from 1889 to 1893. And interestingly, he was the grandson of William Henry Harrison, who was the 9th President. Side note: William Henry Harrison was the 9th President of the United States, serving from March 4th to April 4th, 1841, the shortest presidency in U.S. history. He was the first United States president to die in office. Cause of death, pneumonia. Now, let's get back to his grandson, Benjamin Harrison. The good. President Benjamin Harrison took on powerful corporations. He signed the first law aimed at breaking up monopolies, something that still shapes the economy today. He also protected millions of acres of land as national parks. The dark side. Harrison supported high tariffs that made everyday goods more expensive. Does this sound familiar? And while he spoke about civil rights, he failed to enforce meaningful protections. Sometimes what a leader doesn't do matters just as much as what they do. Finally, Warren G. Harding was the 29th President of the United States, who served from 1921 until his death in 1923. He was one of the most popular presidents of his time, but a number of scandals ruined his reputation after his death. He did help stabilize the economy, and he promoted global disarmament efforts after World War I. But his presidency became synonymous with scandal, as close friends he appointed to power were involved in major corruption cases as they sold access to government resources for profit. These presidents may not be household names, but their decisions still echo today. They remind us that leadership is rarely simple, as progress and failure often exist side by side. So here's the question. Should history remember leaders for their best achievements or their worst mistakes? If you enjoy uncovering hidden history like this, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments which forgotten president surprised you the most.